Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM, here on our final lockdown here in Melbourne on this Tuesday night. And of course, let's turn our attention up to our friends up in Queensland who are not in lockdown at the moment. Of course, but they did have their final round of the HART Sapphire series. Unfortunately for our favourite team, which is the Carina Leagues Club Tigers, the Sapphire series, unfortunately, just missed out on the finals. Of course, they had to win the final round against the Thunder. Unfortunately, fell short. But, of course, on the good news, the Ruby series, the defending champions, did progress to the finals. But, of course, we got one of the Sapphire players join us right now to tell us a bit about how the season went, especially the last couple of games, except for the one on the weekend. But her name's Jada. She joins us right now. Thanks so much for joining us.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Well, I'll get you to introduce yourself and tell us what position you played on the court.
My name's Jada Gafa and I play wing attack / centre, so midcourt.
Actual first question I'm going to ask you is, other than obviously what happened the weekend, was the 3 or 4 games before that. Obviously, I think all of them were wins against pretty good teams as you try to keep yourselves alive to the finals race. Tell us about those ones, and especially, those crucial games you had to keep winning to keep yourselves alive.
The games where we were successful and we did win, we had no doubt in ourselves that we could win them. Obviously, coming together as a new team and new combinations, I think that was our biggest challenge, of trying to stay united and learn each other so quickly during the season, and obviously having changes in the attacking end quite frequently. We did have to make some adjustments. But the games that we did win, we all agree that is because we were united and we were coming together and we were communicating, and there was a lot of positive chat and talk, and also constructive feedback. We weren't afraid to pull someone to the side and be like, hey, look, maybe we can do this a little bit better. And we really took it on board. And even those moments where it did get really tight in games and it was maybe a 1-point lead, we didn't stress out. We stayed composed. We kept our possession, and we ended up converting most of our centre passes, which then obviously reflected in our score at the end. So especially coming towards Thunder, I think that was one of our major successes during the season. But as I said before, there was no doubt in us doing that. It's just obviously sticking to the game plan and obviously coming united with the team and the coaches. So, yeah.
Now, going to the second half of the season, obviously you had a fair bit of work to do to catch up to and where you end up getting to. I guess, what things did you learn from the first half of the season to not do again and actually played a lot better in the second half of the season?
I think I did touch on it before, just coming together. Everyone was obviously doing their individual work, always rocking up to training, but I think it was more the mental side of, as I said before, coming together as a team. I think that was a major thing from the first half to the second half. But I think one thing that we did take away is we all had to be driven and we all had to follow that one goal. So everyone knew that we were doing the work behind the scenes, but did we really want that? And I think Erin did point that out midway through the season, that we are not finished yet. We can keep going. We can get together now. And this is when it shows. Obviously, great teams will be going through failure and success, but it's just moments like that where we do come united, and that just shows and represents Tigers completely, that we're such a big family. But I think coming towards the end of the season, we did have more time together as well. Start of the season, obviously, we're new to each other. Some people have never played together. a lot of the girls I've never met before either. So just trying to get comfortable in that environment. And as I said before, the games that we were successful was because we did communicate and provide feedback, and very positive, and basically we just enjoyed ourselves. We had no pressure on our backs. We just had to perform and put the hard work in on court, and it showed. So as I said, the score does not reflect, or the result does not reflect what Tigers can do. So it's only up from here, I guess. So yeah.
Now, I know in your netball competition, the Sapphire series, as well as the Ruby series, I think it's the only netball competition I know that you get rewarded for winning quarters, which looking at the ladder, it might have cost a lot of teams of making finals this year. Obviously yourselves, you're actually half a game behind fourth going into the round, and obviously that went out a little bit. But I guess in hindsight, would have preferred to not try to win these quarters and actually, like just play like most of the other competitions where it's just all about wins and losses?
Well, that's a really good question. To be honest, last year I took a step away from netball, and that was purely just to mentally get myself back into the game this year. So I didn't really, this is my first year actually dealing with quarters and winning. Honestly, look, it's good. It makes the game very interesting for the whole game. So even if the scores do blow out, obviously every 15 minutes is very crucial, and everyone cannot take their pedal off the foot. So I think the game's gotten a lot faster. I think the intensity throughout the game has obviously increased by a fair bit, and teams don't get complacent. So obviously for the crowd, it's really good too, because everyone's restarting every 15 minutes. And as I said, it's gotten a lot more intense, and I think that it does work, and it keeps everyone motivated. So my answer to that question overall is no. I think I like the quarters and the tracking side of things, if that makes sense.
About your coaches there at the Carina Leagues Club Tigers?
Erin and Megan, I think they're a very good combination. I've nothing bad to say about them at all. I think they're very good on a personal level as well. You can chat about anything, but also they're there to obviously improve players. Personally, I think Megan as well is such a bright and bubbly person, and obviously when at the start of the season when things aren't going well, just having that bright personality and positive person around you really did help us. And Erin, I think she is so great in obviously looking towards the future and pushing her players and being honest, but also she's not afraid to sit you down and say, what do you think about this? And I think that is sometimes can be taken as a negative, but everyone has agreed that it's just such a positive thing. And yeah, they're just amazing. They're both amazing coaches, and I think they have done very well this season.
I know you don't want to single out anyone on your team. Obviously, the whole team did a fantastic job throughout the season, especially the second half of the season, to get back in the race for the finals from where you were at the halfway stage. But is there, top 2 or 3 players that stands out to you the most, and you can't include yourself?
Well, oh damn it, no, joking. Well, definitely our captain Amy. She was so consistent throughout the whole season, and moments where we did need a lift, she obviously showed the type of captain she is, because she led by example. Her attitude on and off court was a perfect representation of herself. including performing, moments where we do need to obviously get up 3 goals. She would either get an intercept for us or obviously convert it. And another person would be definitely Ali McLeod. She's a little workhorse. Me and her are very close off court too. But we always joke about this, but her height, but she doesn't realize how much strength she has on court. That doesn't even matter. And the ability to turn over intercepts in crucial moments are just something I really do admire about her. But also she's so positive off court. So I think those are the 2 players that really did stand out for me, not purely for performing on court, but also just having that attitude off court just made them 10 times the players that they are now. So yeah, those are my 2.
Now, let's talk a bit about your netball journey. Where did it all start and why did you choose it?
Cool. So I started on the Gold Coast. So I first started with Hizzy Park Netball Association, and I purely started because my mum had such a passion for netball as well, and my biggest sister as well. So it kind of ran through the family, and having my nan playing netball, it's something that we all just wanted to carry on the legacy, I guess, that all girls in our family do play netball. The reason why I love it is because it's time away from the real world, I guess. That's why I always come back. But people that do know me, I have had a up and down relationship with netball. I think because I've been playing it for so long, I did go through a stage where I kind of lost my drive, and I kind of lost the reason why I was playing, because my life was just so full of netball. I had no other vision elsewhere. And I think that's where I struggled a little bit mentally. So having those couple of months off last year where I could step back and find myself a job and just take my mind off things has really helped me mentally. And coming back this year has honestly given me the purpose as to why I started in the first place as a little girl. So I have been playing for years and years and years, and obviously I do not regret having those couple of months off. And I have been pretty successful, I would say. So I think just admitting now that it's okay to have a little bit of a break off, just to rejuvenate and refresh yourself, and coming back has, as I said before, has just made me realize why I started in the first place. So my journey has been very up and down since I've started as a little girl, but I do not regret anything to this day. I think it's really helped me, and the decisions I've made, I don't regret it. I actually am very happy that I did stick to my gut and listen to my mental health as well, and realize that obviously I'm still young and I still have so much drive left in me. So
You mentioned right at the start what position you play on the court. If you had a preferred position where you would rather be playing on the court for next season, where would that be?
Shooter. Goal attack, goal shooter. I think everyone in our team would love to be a shooter. But deep down in the back of their minds, I think pressure games, I guess. We all kind of step back. But yeah, look, Amy is amazing, but if she ever wants to give her position up to me, I would be the first to put my hand up. Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, what does the sport of netball mean to you, especially being there at the Carina Leagues Club Tigers?
I would be that, as I said before, it helps me mentally and physically, but it also gives me time away from the real world and have some fun and just relax and do some exercise as well. Everyone feels so much better once they finish exercise, and doing it with the people that I love just makes it so much better. So being with the Tigers, Tigers is known for being a family, and I think that's exactly what we are. We have completely grown as a group, but also individually, because obviously going through those losses, it's hard. No one knows how to deal with them. I guess all of us have come from winning teams, or so yeah, I really feel like this season, although it hasn't been the greatest, it really has united every single one of us. And obviously teams have to go through those negative situations to obviously come up stronger. So yeah, I think that's what we are, a family.
Any highlights throughout your netball journey?
Erin, when she did the dab. I think that was very, yeah. I remember I was very nervous before my game, and was it a dab? I think it might, or a wall. I'm not too sure, but I was very nervous coming back to one of my games. And I was just about to take court, and she goes, Jada, and I was just like, oh my gosh, Erin. So I can never get that move out of my head now. And I think she got a little bit embarrassed when I went, did you just do that? So yeah, that's my highlight, definitely.
I wasn't, to be honest, I was not expecting that answer.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
You must tell us, do you have a local junior netball club that you went to, and obviously do you go back to it now?
Yeah, Pizzy Park Netball, that's where it all started. So Pizzy Park Netball, so all my cousins, as I said, all girls in our family do play netball or have played netball at some point in their lives. And obviously my little cousins are growing up there. So I always go back and just volunteer to help, and obviously because that's where it all starts and that's where all the fun happens. So that's where I want to be, and that also has given me a realization of why I do play now, and all the work that started when I was so little down there to now. So yeah, I do go back to Pizzy Park Netball. I always help out volunteering, like with coaching, and just to put my name out there as well. If any girls need help or advice, I'm always there, and I love to share my knowledge in netball. I think coaching also is something that I do am very passionate about as well. So yeah, I do go and make a couple appearances.
What will be your advice to people that should get involved in netball, especially down there at the Redlands and Metro Netball Association, which is obviously where the Carina Lease Club Tigers are associated to?
I'd say that try and make all trainings that you do a purpose. So everything you do needs to have some sort of purpose. Sorry, I'm just repeating myself. But and also don't be afraid to ask for help as well. That could be physically just trying to find out what you need to do on court, or just asking for constant feedback just to improve yourself. And also mentally, like everyone's got things outside of netball. So just trying to juggle that balance. Like maybe you just do need some advice of, I don't know how to say yes to this and this and this, and I can't track things. So that's another thing as well. And fight for what you want as well. I think that's one thing. So you fight for the position that you want, and don't underestimate yourself. So yeah.
Who had the most embarrassing moments on the court this season, and what was it?
I can't say that. I can't do that to her. I'd say Ali McLeod. She's a bit of a character on and off court. Let's just say she is very comfortable and doesn't want a sore stomach by the end of the game. she's going to get win. But I think that is, yeah, Ali definitely. I would say Ali, she's a character.
I hate to see what reaction to that question is going to be from her.
I
know. My next question is, who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
Comedian would definitely be Shelley. But sometimes I don't think she means to be funny. It's just her little comments that everyone's just like, wow. And she can honestly make anyone laugh in the team. It doesn't matter what type of sense of humor that you have. I think she always can relate to different people. Best dancer would have to be, say, maybe Alice or Ree. They love their TikToks. So I haven't really seen anyone else dance other than that. So, and then the singer, maybe Alice. I think she would have a good voice behind her if she really tried. Sorry, I take that back. Lily Gray, we did a karaoke night. So she did pretty well on the karaoke night. So I think she would definitely take the best singer award.
Yep, pretty much got every single answer that everyone else said, including themselves, for that matter. Do you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
No. So I don't have anything like that. I was actually talking to the girls the other day. I'm like, I wish I had one, but I don't. I honestly don't. I don't have a specific meal. Like sometimes it's really bad, but sometimes I might not strap. Like it doesn't mentally. No, yeah. I'm a very cruisy person when it comes to netball. I try and obviously not think about things before the game. I love to go out and socialize. And one thing I do like to do is sleep before the game and have a full belly before I take court. But I wouldn't say that's something that's required before taking the court. I think that's just, or maybe I would say, just relaxing before the game, having a laugh. I think when it's really serious moments, I think that's when I just try and switch off and just think about other things other than netball and just remind myself that I love the sport and I need to go out there and try my best. So yeah, I don't really have one.
All your games are live stream, pretty much. Any players on the team that just, are very clumsy on the court or getting the most falcons?
I'd say Tash and Shelley. I think Tash is just, any ball you throw to her, she will put her body on the line. Even if it's a very awkward catch or throw, she will pick it up. But Shelley, I think she spent most of the time on the floor, to be honest. There's a lot of memes on the Tigers. So if anyone wants to check them out, head to Carina Leagues Club Tigers Instagram. But yeah, I'd say those two, definitely.
Team photos. There's been quite a lot of those this year. I've seen on Insta and all that other things. But now I know that you have your personal official professional photography came out at the start of the year and all that. Now obviously I've seen your one. Do you try not to laugh, even though I know there's, I can't remember who it was, there's always a prankster that's trying to distract you from being the serious photo and all that sort of things?
Yeah, definitely. I think that was, one of the hardest moments when you're trying to be really serious. And if you knew any of the Tigers girls personally, we all cannot be serious. There's always someone in the background, and I can't even pinpoint that one person because we're all mucking around. I think I tried to distract Abby one time, then Abby was distracting Ali, and then Ali was distracting Alice. So I think we all try and be comedians when it's really serious moments. But yes, that was a very hard moment. And I think it took about 5 shots for me to finally be serious and focus on the photo. Yeah.
Now, the one thing I love about You're obviously the Tigers in particular, and obviously there's another club as well that does a similar thing to what you do, is to get the kids involved, especially the ball kids, to be in the team photo after the game. I guess, how cool is that? And do you give them any advice after the photo?
Yeah, so I think Tigers is the only team that does that. But I think that is such a positive thing because I know on the Gold Coast, not many people know about the Sapphire series. And I think that is one improvement that all of the Sapphire teams can really focus on, is obviously getting around those younger ones that want to be in the Sapphire series in the future. So I think Tigers have done very well in pinpointing that area that needs improvement, and obviously bringing those girls in has made them feel like they've got somewhere to go and somewhere to achieve. Yes, we do give them feedback, but I think it's more just being positive and approaching them and saying hello, and just basically recognizing that they're very interested in what you got to say. And just, I think as soon as we do go up and give them a big little hug or say hello, the smile on their faces is exactly why we do it. And I think Jenny is just an amazing person too. She's never makes anyone feel, all of the little kids feel uncomfortable. We're a big family, and if you support Tigers, you're a family too. So obviously Tigers wouldn't be where they are, and they wouldn't have their the sponsorship on our dresses, and we wouldn't have the name of being a family if we didn't do things like that. So
yeah. Also with team photos, the lighthearted question part of it is, do you try to get a bit creative with your team photos? Because I've seen a couple of team photos that you do get very creative.
Look, I'm going to say we're not afraid of the camera. As Tigers, we love it. As soon as we see the camera, I think everyone puts on a show. But yes, I think having Alice in our team as well, she knows exactly what to do and when to do it. So yeah, you probably have seen a couple of photos. I don't have much of an input on them, only because I don't have many great ideas. But yeah, definitely the younger ones are very onto it, and it's good. And you look back on them and you just think, wow, that's funny memories. So yeah.
Yes, very. Of course, make sure you check out the Carina Leeds Club Tigers social media for the photos I'm talking about. They do get very creative, the Sapphire series. In regards to your sponsors, how important is your two major ones in particular, obviously the Carina Leeds Club and obviously the Franklin, which everyone can see behind me. I guess, how important has those two been?
So good. I think having Wade and everyone on board to support us, even with the season that we have, they've come to most games just to show their support. But I think one thing about these sponsors and why they're so important to the girls especially is because we do connect with them on a personal level, but also just the support that, you know, teenage girls need. We can't, you know, financially as well, that's such a big thing, and not many people talk about that. But some people don't have full-time positions to sponsor, to buy their own dresses, and it makes us stay in the game and enjoy ourselves rather than thinking about the financial things. And I think, as I said before, that's just a little side of things, but connecting with our sponsors off court as well. I think Wade came to our Townsville game just to show his support and say that he's on board with us. Having that support going through the season does help every single one of us on a mental level and a physical level, knowing that we can do it for them. And if people have faith in us, then obviously we're going to succeed. So yeah, very, very important to us. And as I said before, on a physical and mental level. So yeah.
And the final one. Now, obviously, we're one of your sponsors as well. Of course, here on Smash FM. I think it's pretty much the only interstate sponsor for the Tigers this year. far as I'm aware. I guess how special is to have Smash FM is one of your sponsors this year. And when you heard about it, what was your thoughts?
I think it's very important, and I think you're a great person too. So I think it is very important to the Tigers as well, like being another sponsor, as I said, obviously having that support behind us, and obviously having these chats and these interviews really do bring out things that we probably haven't been thinking about during the season. And you guys obviously are asking questions that we've never really thought about ourselves. And especially with the start of the season, I've realized that it's not all negative. It's a learning curve. And I've literally just realized that by talking to you, that the start of the season is just something that where we've grown from, and such a positive thing. So yeah, you guys have helped us. And I'm sure this relates to all the other girls as well, on a mental and physical level. But as I said, having that support behind us really does help us succeed and wanting to do better and bigger things. So yeah.
Jada, thank you so much for giving up some of your time to join us. It's awesome having you on the show. I wish we could talk more about the Sapphire series. Obviously, unfortunately the season ended on the weekend, but obviously the Ruby series is still going, and obviously the defending champions playing a crucial final series, of course, against the Cougars this weekend. And let's hope, I'm sure I know the Sapphire series team will be out there to support the Ruby series, and can't wait to hopefully be up there in Queensland to actually support the Tigers after so many delays. Hopefully be up there very soon to hopefully meet all of you in person.
Yeah, me too. Well, thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
No worries. And that's Jada there, joins from the Sapphire series for the Carina Leagues Club Tigers. Of course, if you want to get up there to support the Ruby series team in particular, of course, they play against the Cougars in the top-of-the-table clash for the chance to make to the grand final, of course, at Nissan Arena this weekend. We'll put all the details up on how you can support the Mighty Tigers in 2021. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.